Good day, Matthew Parsons, Knoxville real estate expert here, and today I'm going to move a little bit, just a little bit off of the real estate reservation. I'm currently reading a book that is a paradigm shifting book for me, and it got me thinking, what are some paradigm shifting books for other people? So today I'm going to do three things. First, I'm going to share with you three paradigm shifting books that I have read and would recommend. Second, I'm going to give out several honorable mentions / bonus books. And lastly, I'm going to give away some books at the end of this video, so be sure to stay tuned for your chance to win. So without further ado, let's get started on my list of three paradigm shifting books. With one last disclaimer, I am not including the Holy Bible in this list. This for me is a given. It is the book that continues to shape me, mold me, and despite numerous readings, continues to challenge me and change me every day of my life. There. Now, book number one, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. This shifted my mindset regarding money. To be candid, I had a laissez-faire to actual loathsome relationship with money before reading this book. Referencing the Holy Bible, I confused money with the love of money, right? Two things that I now see as totally different thanks to Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And that shift in mindset allowed me to begin to experience the motivation to make money. Not out of a love for money, but rather a love of what it could do in the lives of my family and my community. Plus, it laid the groundwork for getting into real estate as a career and investing. Commercial break, by the way, at this time. If you want to learn more about how you can invest in real estate in today's market, contact me. There is opportunity. I am personally continuing to invest and would encourage you to do so as well. Book number two, The 4-Hour Workweek by Timothy Ferriss. Tim Ferriss is pure gold in my world, and the 4-Hour Workweek was my introduction to him. Of course, the title is the main draw, like The God Who Smokes by Timothy J. Stoner. When I saw this title, I had to learn more, and it did not disappoint. It wasn't so much a book about a literal 4-hour work week, but rather an application of the Pareto principle, aka the 80-20 rule, to our lives. Still, even that feels like a disservice when I'm describing it like that to the book. So I highly recommend that you read it because for me, it was a paradigm shift. In fact, it was the impetus for me for the trip that I took to Mexico last year to get some dental work done. A decision that I'm still thrilled about, especially as my wife struggles with some crowns and dental work that she's recently had done here in Knoxville, waiting weeks for things that literally took an hour in Mexico. Anyway, I'll put a link to that video series that I did in the description. All right, now for the honorable mentions. The Pagan Church by Frank Viola and George Barna. Anything by Louis L'Amour. Yes, I consider those paradigm shifting. Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey. Anything by Malcolm Gladwell, but especially Outliers. Habits by Charles Duhigg. Freakonomics by Stephen Levitt and Stephen J. Dubner, and an author who I believe belongs in a pantheon of great thinkers, not just of the 20th century, but all time. Anything by Thomas Sowell, but in particular, Wealth, Poverty, and Politics. All right? Okay. Now, for book number three, aka, in my opinion, book number one, and then the giveaway. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. To sum it up, suck it up, buttercup. Too often I let fear get in the way of doing what I believe I should be doing. Every time I read this, it gives me the swift kick in the pants that I need. Now, is the author's language somewhat unfortunate? Yes. There is a point where it goes a little bit overboard, but that's not the entire book. It's often used on purpose, and to some degree it conveys the attitude some of us need to shift our paradigm. So if you didn't like me saying it once a moment ago, you may want to skip it. However, if you do skip it, you are missing out on the most paradigm shifting book on this list. Now, let's talk about how you can win a free book. In the comments below, write at least 2 of your favorite paradigm shifting books. Keep in mind, we're looking for books that weren't informational or entertaining. Instead, we're looking for books that change a pattern of thinking or behavior. Also, not looking for debate on the merits of one book over another. Put what you like, all right? Then we can all be adults and decide for ourselves if we want to pick it up, begin reading it, keep reading it, finish reading it, and applying what we read to our lives. Because we're adults. We don't need to get into an argument on social media about a book. If you comment by the end of the day, like 11:59 p.m., I'll draw 3 winners out of the hat. They will win the book on the 20th. I'll do that on Friday, and I'll draw 3 winners out of the hat, and the value of those books will be between $15 and $30, okay? And they'll get their choice of one of the books that I've listed today. And as always, if you're thinking of buying or selling property here in East Tennessee, contact me today via text, phone, email, carrier pigeon, whatever. We'll talk. I'm Matthew Parsons, Knoxville real estate expert. Thank you, and God bless.